We began this investigation to create order from the chaotic world of Q.
The story of Q has evolved one bizarre and outrageous headline at a time over the last few years, and when you consider any of the events or connections we discuss in isolation, they appear random and chaotic. That's what's made Q so hard to understand. But when you look at it from the right perspective, it all starts to make sense, and we see what a single headline cannot.
In examining each of our theories, we've come to the conclusion that they're not mutually exclusive.
We do not believe Q is an individual, but rather a network of individuals, each playing their role, from the general to the Anons, the bakers, the artists, and even the critics, which have all enabled Q to leap from the message board into the streets.
We believe the account has changed hands over time. Originating in 2017, we think Q was launched as a pro-Trump LARP designed by the Cicadas under Thomas's supervision on 4chan. Shortly after, Tracy Beans and his Patriot Soapbox crew expanded it into a lucrative grift that thrived on 8chan under the Watkins supervision and encouragement.
Which only leaves our final theory, the White House insider. And whether or not you believe that General Flynn was involved in designing Q, since taking the oath, he's made it really difficult to believe that he and those close to him are not currently playing an active role in Q and organizing the Anons.
When the mob stormed the Capitol believing they were fulfilling a Q prophecy, they did so at Flynn's command as much as at Trump's. And while we don't know why law enforcement and intelligence communities didn't act with the urgency that the moment required, it's worth noting that shortly after the election, Trump promoted several figures revered by Q to top national security positions. And as details come out about the Pentagon's role in blocking the National Guard from assisting local law enforcement, it's certainly curious who was in the room when that decision was made.
While Q and the Anons are being erased from every major social media platform, it doesn't mean that they stop existing. We have a long way to go before we're able to address the reasons why Q appealed to tens of millions of Americans. And the further that we isolate followers from mainstream society, the more likely this is all to end in more violence.
We can't afford to ignore how widespread Q has become. In the last few years, it's gone from the dark shadows of the internet to a small gathering on Hollywood and Highland, to a well-organized protest in front of Netflix, to violently storming the U.S. Capitol. Q has emerged as a malignant force in our society.
Q successfully weaponized the disenfranchisement that many Americans still feel today.
Unless we continue to take it seriously, rigorously examine the operators behind the drops and their end goals, American democracy will crumble.
We the people, and we go one, we go all.